Hey, welcome back to some more No Man's Sky here with me, Roland, on the Gamer Guide channel. It's been a little bit, but last time we left off, we were searching for a guy, another traveler called Artemis that we located. I think it was a guy. It's an alien of sorts, but he has got himself lost, or he's got himself captive. He said something about 16 people guarding his location, or 16-something guarding him. We weren't really sure. There was a little static on the line, but what we got to the bottom of after talking to him through a hologram, or a holograph, whatever you want to call it, message is that we need to triangulate his position by dropping these communication devices on 3 different worlds. So that's what we're going to go do. We'll jump back in the Hatsuyum, and let's fly out of here, and we'll drop our first locator. We also, on the way, too, we'll see about discovering some new life, and hopefully find some new tech and stuff, too, to upgrade our ship and our weapons. So we are, I think, doing pretty well so far. At least I can kind of compare it to the last time I played No Man's Sky. I think we're a little ahead of where we were in the last playthrough. So as far as an entire instance. Anyway, let's head out here to Yodo Ishu and see what we can find and maybe drop our first of 3 of these, I guess, signal boosters. Alright, there's an abandoned building down here on the ground. I think we'll go check that out real quick. Hopefully it'll be something of interest. Hopefully some crafting supplies or some new tech or something like that, as we need to continue to unlock space on our ship and upgrade our weapon and stuff too as we go. Alright, let's go ahead and jump out here, see what we got here on Yodo Ishu. Frame rate seems to be a little slower than normal. I might have to restart here in a second, but oh, here's something. Hopefully nothing that's going to eat my feet. There we go. Ah, it's a little lizard-like guy. Alright, so we have an abandoned building here. Looks like it got overrun by some alien life. Had to blow a little grabber arm thing out of here. That's a technical name for it, grabber arm. Squid-like tentacle plant. And there's something growing on this console here too. But it looks like if we just remove this residual goop, we'll be able to get whatever this information is holding here, or whatever the secret is. Say, return user identified. Terminal now active. Locking data log. Continuation for analysis. A glimpse. The crimson orb between the clouds. A vast and baleful eye and blinking and monstrous. Fear turns the blood in my veins to ice. I was so afraid it would see me, but then the clouds moved and it was gone. I was no longer certain if it had even been real. Perhaps the fungal deposits from the last world are still clogged in my exosuit vents, affecting my cognition somehow. I cleaned the filters 6 times now, but I still feel it inside of me. That's a pretty bad fungus right there. My body has been invaded by fungus, I guess. I discovered something coated deep inside the long dead blah blah blah. Yeah, basically I found some new tech. And nanites. Okay, nanite clusters are useful. We'll use those on board here soon to hopefully buy some new tech, probably for my weapon. I'm pretty happy with where my vessel's going. I just need to unlock some more of the slots. Look at this odd little creature. It's got like a flower for a face. I wonder if it eats the bees that come to try to pollinate it, if there is such a thing as bees on this world. It's got antenna and a flower mouth. And I fed it, so now it's my friend. Alright, let's get out of here. We got a beacon to place. I think I'm going to try to find somewhere of interest, maybe a trading post. Found one, not too far away, and we'll go ahead and land on one of these pads here and see what some of the locals have to say for themselves. Maybe find a quest or something like that. And we also need to drop that communications beacon. Look at this guy. Never seen anything that looks like that before. Is there some other kind of alien faction that they've introduced to the game? Because that is not any of the 3 that I know. It's called, this is a Traveler Frike. I please, if you do not get the supplies, kill me. Alright, there's a couple options here. I can give it some nanites, maybe bribe it, or I can barter something for thamium. Alright, accepts my offer, gives me a package in return, so this guy seems like someone you can trade with. But I guess he's a traveler, and I found out, I'm a traveler, so I could be any variation of alien. This looks much different than Artemis, though. Artemis kind of has that classic gray-looking alien look to him, and this guy's more one of the Star Wars looking Cantina aliens. Alright, let's see what this Korvac has to say for himself. I guess he's a priest. I didn't realize they had a religion in the robotic faction, and I guess that's sort of interesting. I always kind of thought they were strictly scientific. Alright, so I can't help but feel countless analytical systems are recording. Alright. I'm going to just learn some new languages. Seems like these guys are always willing to teach, which is very good. So I should probably be able to pick up their language quicker than the other factions. And I've always kind of liked the Korvax, even in the last playthrough is kind of my preferred one. Alright, I'm going to drop our signal booster here right outside the trading post. Seems like a good place for it. Maybe it'll come in handy if anybody else ever does happen upon this world and they find this particular trading post. They can use it too. I have noticed that there's been some other people playing in similar areas that I've played in. And so that's kind of interesting. When I'm trading in my credits and stuff, there's some people who have been on the same world as I have. So, pretty neat. Alright, let's head back into the ship. And now that we got a first signal booster down, we need to find 2 other prime locations. We'll take off from Yoda Ishu and visit some of the other worlds in the system. Here's a planet I have not yet discovered. Let's go ahead and scan it real quick. It's called Daginkyu? Yeri? Not sure if I'm saying that right. Maybe you guys can give a shot at pronouncing it. Daginkyu. I don't know. Some very foreign pronunciation. Alright, we got a terraforming catastrophe. Is that what they call it when there's just one too many crafters on a planet? Uh-oh. Alright, we got a hostile subspace scan, which means usually we're about to get attacked. So let's go ahead and power up our weaponry here real quick. Looks like we're about half power, but I threw a little bit more there in our weapons. Our shields look like they're full. Alright, let's see. I guess we better get ready to fight here. Alright, they should be over in this direction. There they are. Just a couple of them. Oh, we got our mining lasers on still. Let's go and switch that over to our weapon systems. And where are you? Come back here. Oh, missing. Not good. Alright, I am an extremely bad shot today. Hopefully our shields will forgive me. Here we go. Alright, now I gotta get this inside the red cursor if I remember right. There we go. Alright, we got him down to about 50%. Not too hard here. This is certainly a lot easier than some of the other space battles I've played. In like Everspace or whatever it's called. That one's a little bit more intense when it comes to space battles. Alright, we need to go and power our shields back up once we're almost out. There we go, but we kept some of those shield shards just for that particular occasion. One of them's dead. We got one more to go. There we go. Now we're shooting inside the box. And let's see if we can tail this guy. Not really moving very fast. There we go. He is almost dead. Couple more hits. Alright, let's try not to overheat our weapons. Looks like we were running pretty hot. I think that over on the left bottom side is our heat index. I'm not sure. Almost dead. Alright, we overheated, or we can cycle our weapons by hitting G if we need to. I don't think there's anything we can really do about that right now. There's no like cooling things we can throw into the machine. Alright, let's see if we can... Ooh, I think he just hit us. And he took himself out. He kicked his own ass. He kicked his own ass. Alright, I don't know if we got anything. We have Korvax standing increase. That's good. I've been wanting to get that done. Alright, we found another suitable site down here on the planet surface of the unnameable planet. And it looks like there's a site nearby too, so we might go and check out the buildings and see what they got inside, if anything of interest is in there. Perhaps a puzzle, perhaps some trading or something like that. And alright, we got a lot of fungus-like trees. What if I'm going to get myself another full body infection? The next time I go to one of those abandoned buildings, it's going to chastise me for spending too much time on Yuri. It's like, you shouldn't have been hanging out with all those mushroom trees. Now look what you have done to your face. I like this is still a little imagination to this game. You got to read through some of the text and kind of decipher some of the finer details that they try to suss out. Alright, let's take a look inside here real quick and see what we actually got. Any isotopes? Waypoint detected. Alright, that's cool. Alright, we got another Korvac, and we got some sort of puzzle. And I think I'm going to go and try the puzzle instead of talking to Mr. Korvac. Let's see what we got here real quick. Maybe we can find another location of a ship or what have you. Some blueprint that we don't have, or a recipe. Well, this is pretty simple. It's just a pattern puzzle, so it should be 8273 as it just rotates one number around to the back. Alright, this guy didn't really have much to say. Basically, I chose one of the options that I was not grayed out, and it just so happened to be the right thing. So I guess I can barter with him, or I can get some help with language, which I seem to always do because I need it, and it's usually the safe option. They're not going to get pissed off if I do that. So, alright, another Korvac word. And now we got to go drop our signal booster here somewhere. So there's number 2 here on the fungal planet of something Yuri. Denjenguk. Yuri. Alright, there we go. And let's see, I guess we got to go ahead and activate this real quick. Frame rate's running a little slow. I'm probably going to restart this here off camera to hopefully speed up our rates a little bit. There we go. Position logged, ready for the next one. That's what I like to hear. We only got one more to go. Got to collect a couple resources here. We're a little low on iron. And this guy's freaking out. So let's get out of here now. I guess we got enough just to power up our propulsion systems. It's always nice when it runs on the most abundant resource you can find out there. Alright. I wish my car ran on iron. Or do I? I don't know. Maybe that would be expensive. Depends how far you can go. If you can travel across the universe on it, I would definitely be down for that. Alright, here we go. We got us another location on the neighboring planets. These are kind of like brother planets here, very near each other. Alright, here we go. We're coming in now to Yoda Isha. Well, that's interesting, because I think didn't we drop the first one on Yoda Isha? But now this is saying that the third triangle point can be on the same planet. But okay, if you say so. Just going by where you tell me to drop them. Ideally, I would have dropped it in another world for a little bit better triangulation, but I don't mind visiting Yoda Isha again. It's a cool planet. Let's see what we got in this building here. I thought we were probably directed here for a reason. Oh, it looks like another puzzle. And we got some chairs. I don't see anything else of value. Maybe something on that table over there we'll go check out after we do our puzzle. What do you got for us today, my alien friends? Well, it's another one of these easy puzzles. Alright. These seem to be pretty abundant, at least in this particular solar system. Alright, 8390 should be the correct answer. And the location to distant point in space. Alright, and I also got some standing increase with Korvacs, which is good, as I'm definitely lower than I would be with the Vakeen. And let's see what this thing is. Ah, health cube. Alright, I thought I'd be clever, and we're going to go ahead and plant this last ray up here on top of one of these buildings. Just keep it away from the wildlife. You know, there's lots of little critters. They might jump inside of the thing, right? A little better reception too, maybe, right? Getting it off the ground. Okay, last one it should be at least. Signal booster is done. Let's go and triangulate the position. So as long as that first one was okay where it was, I think we're good to go ahead and talk to Artemis again now, or get the information that we need. So let's go back out to space, and I think if we turn on the communication, we should be able to see what the next step is as far as finding him and getting him out of wherever he is trapped. Alright, got a bunch of ships that are trolling me. That always kind of freaked me out when I first started. I thought I was being attacked, but nope, they're just ships that warp in right under your nose. Alright, so I gotta figure out how to get the communications up here. It says press X. There we go. There he is, there's Artemis. When I first reached out to the heavens, I had no idea what to expect. The beauty, the mystery, the adventure, the danger, and here we are, aren't we? Go to the holo terminus, upload your data, we'll find each other. If you are as close as I think you are, we're about to make history. I guess maybe just because travelers meeting is kind of a rare thing, though I did just see another traveler at one of the space stations on the ground, so I don't think it's as rare as this guy's making it out to be. Alright, we are heading over, and it looks like we have another space battle we'll need to attend to here. I don't really need to worry about that right now. We got our shields full. Let's go and switch our gun this time. That was one thing we didn't do right last time. And it looks like they want our emeralds, those bastards. You shall not have our emeralds. We shall defend our emeralds to the death. and you shall die in a fireball. We'll take whatever you got. We do a hostile scan on you. Yeah, what you think about it? It's kind of a cool looking ship. I've seen those in the space stations and always thought they looked kind of neat. So I'm very happy with mine. Boom! No more of your ship. We got a couple things to pick up here, it looks like. Not sure exactly what I got there, but my standing with the quarterback has increased, which is always nice, and my shields have increased. So maybe we got a little boost to our shield tech. I'm not sure. Or maybe it's just saying that it's regenerated them. Alright, anyways, we've got to go back to the Terminus, and I guess have a conversation here and see what we can find out. Come right down on it. By the way, if you ever get into a spaceship and fly it around in the future, that might be a thing people do. Don't land like this. This is a very bad idea. Unless you want to be a crater in the Earth. And don't land like that either. That's the special feature of my ship, the ability to do the flipperoo landing. Highly advanced technology, and it's sci-fi. So if anybody else tries it, they'll utterly die in a pile of smoldering ash. Okay, here we go. We got our Artemis, and remember this thing? We just kind of run up here and it lights up. Very kind of semi-handy technology here. Being able to travel or communicate across vast reaches of the solar system and possibly the universe. It says long distances. I'm not sure how far these actually will go. But they beat our cell phone towers, I'll say that. Alright, the tower, a powerful transmitter designed to facilitate holographic communication across long distances. Right, okay, let's go and activate it, and we gotta talk to Artemis again. Get the crux on what's happening. Ooh, that's cool. I never really watched that before. I guess last time we were up here we didn't really even know where to look for Artemis. Alright, have you triangulated your position? Let me know when you're ready to transmit the data. I did that. Artemis transmits a pack of data. Star charts showing the skies around their location. Okay. So we're sending each other star charts. I only have the equipment I came here with, and it's done me no good so far. I don't know where I am. I don't even know how long I've been here. Wait, how do you not have any semblance of an idea of how long he's been there? Alright, Artemis. So we need to get hold of an old-fashioned approach. We need to use the skies to figure out where I am. If you visit a space station, there will be plenty of locals able to match our star patterns. Okay, we got to go talk to some locals, astronomers, I guess, or travelers. Might be able to tell me exactly where he is located. I'll patch your translator through so you can understand what they're saying. You'll need to calibrate it first, but that should only take a few words. Oh, and I have something else for you. You might find this useful. Alright, definitely down for that. Artemis sends one last transmission, a blueprint for some suspension fluid. Ah, that is very useful. If you guys don't know, suspension fluid is one of the elements you make antimatter with, and then antimatter you can turn into fuel for your warp drive, so you can do traveling to different parts of the galaxy, or universe, or whatever you want to go to. So that's very useful, as before we were having to buy that. So now we can go ahead and craft it. And then if I can make antimatter, which I might already have the plans for, we can pretty much put everything together that we need now to make our own warp cells. Alright, we've done that, so I guess we need to go find a local to talk to and see what they have to say as far as the star charts go, so we can kind of pin down exactly where Artemis is, as I guess neither one of us is really able to suss it out. So, first things first though, I said I had to learn 3 words, and I know if you go to the ruins you can learn words there, so after I learn 3 words, then I guess the translator will let me talk to the locals without having to learn any more. It's going to kind of patch through the information I need. So I'm not sure if that's a permanent thing, where I can just talk to the Korvax now without having to learn more words, or if it's just a temporary thing for this particular mission. I'm not really sure. They were not very specific on it, but I do know that with some luck, we'll hopefully have the 3 words right here at this ruin. Alright, where is this thing? Ah, there it is. That's kind of a neat looking building. Alright, let's go learn some words real quick. Alright, in the interest of time, I skipped ahead, but I did learn 2 other words, and this is kind of the 3rd, and hopefully final premiere here of the shining, shimmering diamond of awesomeness. It says, knowledge paves the way of understanding of the probability. The Atlas spoken fragments. The Atlas interfaces are their shadows. The monolith are their scattered children. Together, they convey the wisdom of the infinite. They must be understood. And my knowledge of the Korvac convergence increases. Awesome. I've learned another word. Virus. All right. Third and final word, and I should now be able to talk to the locals. So that's a good thing. I've also worked a little bit on my reputation, doing some quests and stuff like that. So hopefully between those two things, we are going to be good to get the information we need from some of these Korvacs. And we actually got to go hunt one down real quick. So let's jump back in the ship and go find some knowledgeable astronomers. Alright, targeted life form here. So hopefully this guy here will have some insight for us on where we can find Artemis. Then land and jump out here. Got some more Korvacs, it looks like. And let's see what this guy has to say. Kind of a cool guy here. Alright, back on Yudo issue. Let's see what this gentleman has to say for me. As I approach the life form, the light in the showcase begins to brighten and construct. Chattering noises issue forth. We'll set a scanner. It is unclear if Artemis Translator is working. Ask for information. Or I could scan the Korvac. Well, let's ask for information. That's really what we're here about. The life form chattering ends. They stare at me with disappointment. Disappointment? Come on, man. You are really disappointed to help a brother? Alright, the life form shell casing begins to dilate and flicker. They attempt to scan my scanner, and it's clear that my tool interferes with its own. Okay, well, let's go ahead and let HITS do its thing. Maybe if it gets something from me, it will be a little more willing to give something back. I allow the life form to scan me to create a three-dimensional cross-section on my body, exosuit, organs, refine the model through occasional projections. Eventually, it is complete. Okay. This data is invaluable for the Korvac conversions. Thank you, Traveler. I will, of course, assist you. Ah, there we go. So that worked well. I asked the life form to decode the star charts provided the route to Artemis. The location does not exist, Traveler. Oh, nothing is more tragic than corrupt piece of code. Corrupt? Really? Alright, well, it's either corrupt or they don't recognize the star charts. I can thank them and leave, or I can ask if they've made a mistake. I went with the mistake option. Korvac seems momentarily confused, except the concept they could have making a mistake has never been considered. They claim their system is infallible, superior to the judgment of any organic life form. Okay, what a superiorist. I apologize and leave. Alright, well that was not fruitful at all. They basically said these are either corrupt star charts or they do not exist, and they don't think that they're wrong about that. I mean, I don't think they know all the possible locations out in the universe, but that's not encouraging. That means he's not nearby, I'll say that. And we're getting another message here, looks like on communications here from Artemis. Let's go and answer it. There you are. I found high ground. I think when you arrive, I'll fire my multi-tool into the air to mark my location. Yeah, about that. We're having some issues there, Artemis. What's wrong? You aren't saying anything. I'll tell you what happened. Basically, they say your data is corrupt or it doesn't exist. Okay, so me could not decipher the star charts. I even went too far as to claim it did not exist. What do you have to say about that, Artemis? What are you, some kind of scammer? You're leading me on a wild goose chase? Being catfished here? That's impossible. I can't have traveled that far from charted space. You found my ship, right? I did find a ship, so that's very true. And I would also think that he's probably got to be somewhere here in the solar system, probably even on that planet. As I speak, the line begins to crackle with interference. Artemis looks up at the stars in panic. Okay. Well, it's kind of freaking out. The stars, they've altered since I made that chart. Blinked out and, not sure exactly what that is. How is this possible? What happened? What's happened to me? I need to get out of here. I need to, and then the static. It's quiet at first, but there is unmistakable growing steady louder with each passing moment. The sound beneath their voice as a sound as if glass could scream. Well, I've never heard glass scream, but I'm not sure. It probably wouldn't sound very nice if glass could scream. And I'm glad it doesn't happen because I like it quiet in my cupboards. They're coming for me. I can see them. Smell them. Alright, tell them they need to take a shower, Artemis. That's a tell you, man. Tell them to use deodorant. I've discovered the glyph for the portals traveler, a gateway between worlds. I thought it would lead me to another of our kind, but now I don't even know if the voice was real. Oh, well, that's interesting. Alright, so he found some kind of portal, and he jumped into that, and that's how he got himself in trouble. The pathway collapsed while I was still inside. I found this place in the darkness. I thought perhaps it was a planet. I was so wrong. Okay, he's stuck in a portal. I can see their faces. There are seeds of glass within there. Okay. They're gone. My data fragmented in the... Okay, well, he's having problems. I discovered the... I just wanted to discover worlds. I wanted to find other travelers. I didn't something to be alone anymore. Probably I didn't want to be alone anymore. 16... Static, warn your face. Hit static, please. Not yet. I'm not. And more static. Really got to work on. Could you draw some pictures for me, Artemis? Maybe just use a whiteboard and a pen. Like, why are we not doing that? If this is really that bad. The signal cuts off and it crackled into oblivion. I hear an name through the static. Apollo. Okay. Well, I can register that name, I guess, with just hearing his name. A frequency for Apollo has been added to my holoterminus contacts. Okay. Alright, well somehow Apollo got mentioned in there, and I can now reach out to this other being, or whoever it is, in the, it sounds like stuck in some third dimension, where Artemis jumped into a portal trying to get to another planet, and it closed on him, and now he's in some strange unknown world, maybe even another dimension, we're not sure. But what we do know is that we can go back to the holoterminus and now dial up Apollo. So maybe we'll go ahead and head over there. Alright, we are coming down on it in my patented crazy kamikaze asteroid landing maneuver that you guys should replicate at your own risk. But if you guys would, let me just take a minute here to ask you to go ahead and thumbs up the video if you have not already, and leave a comment down below. I guess this is probably going to be coming to you on Valentine's Day. Hope you guys are having a good Valentine's Day. And if you're not spending it with someone you love, hopefully you're spending it doing something that you love. So, anyway, let's go ahead and transmit. This time we're going to try to pull up Apollo. And I think this is probably the guy who was responsible, at least in part, for kidnapping Artemis. So, we need to be relatively careful about this, as definitely don't trust him. Okay, so he looks like a robot of sorts, and he has some kind of glass crystal things in him. I wonder if this is what Apollo was warning me about. The transmission is silent. The stranger just stares at me. I can either stare back or greet Apollo. Well, seeing as we're not a weirdo too, we're going to go ahead and greet him and see what happens here. Alright, he gave me the old tilty head. I'm a intrigued animal pose. Says, identify yourself or I will end this call. Alright, well, I'll just tell him, I guess I'm a friend of Artemis. No, you're not. What? How dare you? Yes, I am. I asked him why. I said, why would you even use that word at all? Friend, it's just a label or pretense to make yourself feel better about being alone. Look, Apollo, with that stink attitude, you ain't gonna have any friends either. You need to cheer up a little bit or lighten up. Anyway, so he thinks friends are dumb. Maybe that's just how his perspective from a diamond alien point of view. Why are you contacting me anyways? Artemis behind this? I haven't changed my mind. I don't care if some dream says we're travelers. I'll meet if I'm paid to meet. Alright, suddenly he strikes me as some kind of gangster bounty hunter or something who might be holding Artemis or finding Artemis. Maybe Artemis owed him some money. I have no idea. Even this conversation is a waste of valuable contract time. Yeah, he's definitely some sort of bounty hunter. Say Artemis is in trouble. Alright, that's the only option I had. I told Apollo that Artemis was in trouble. They were attempting to use a portal and became stranded in some distant uncharted world, disappearing from the holoterminus. Apollo demeanor changes. They appear uncomfortable at the news. Okay. Well, I definitely don't trust this guy. I kind of halfway suspect that he's kidnapped Artemis or something and he doesn't want to be found out. I'm not sure. We'll see. It says, send me your data logs. Let me see this for myself. Okay, I guess I'll go ahead and choose to do it. Maybe by cooperating we can get him to meet up with us or something. Apollo studies the log, pauses to replace various segments of static and distortions. They turn to me with a glow of excitement. Alright, what are you excited about, brother? Tell me what's going on. Maybe he's coming to get me too. He's going to kidnap me and then shake me down for some cash. These noises and sounds are just like the echoes of Sentinel events. You've seen them before, of course. The drones that appear from nowhere if you interfere with the precious planets. But this data is disoriented, inverted. Alright. He's got a real peculiar way of talking. The Vakeen will pay handsomely if we figure out how the Sentinels appear so quickly. And this recording of yours, the portals, perhaps they are the key. Okay. Well, I can either agree or suggest life is worth more than money. I'm just going to agree because I want to see if we can meet up with this guy. I don't want to start an argument, perhaps. So what do you say? Do you want to work together on this and be partners? Sure, let's be partners. He's looking at me like I'm an idiot. If you're going to work with me, your equipment needs to be in good condition. We cannot have you dying out there. Not yet, at least. Alright. Guess he's inferring that my equipment sucks. Which wouldn't surprise me too much, as I really haven't been playing too long on this. You can find nanite clusters scattered in buildings and other damaged machines. Ironic, really, the same structures the Sentinels destroyed will lead to their deaths. Oh, I didn't realize that the Sentinels destroyed all the buildings. Trade these nanite clusters with the merchants in space to get the blueprints you need. I'm already ahead of you there. I've already done some of that. As the hologram recedes, Apollo's head turns to the side ever so slightly, as if sighing, saddened. Well, good news, guys. My protagonist here is an expert at reading triangle face, diamond shoulders, emotions. And I didn't really get that from it, but I guess maybe it was a scarf that made him look sad. And this is kind of a weird fashion choice for an evil robot from outer space. But anyway, we're going to have to continue this next time, as this has probably been quite a long episode. But go ahead and subscribe. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. And I thank you very much for joining me here for some more No Man's Sky. If you guys got any good tips and suggestions on the game, please leave those down below, and I'll make sure to check that out. And thank you very much. I hope to see you again here real soon for some more videos on Gamer Guide channel. Later.